guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is on how to apply eyeshadow for beginners. I'm going to walk you through this eyeshadow look right here, which is just your basic smoky eye. But before we get into the video, I have a quick announcement to make. So right now is the pre-launch of my jewelry collection. I have been working so hard on this collection for you guys. It would mean so much to me if you guys go check it out. It's at motif.me/Katerina. I'll have it listed in the description box below. I really want your guys' feedback on it. It has taken me so long to get this up and running, so I really hope you guys like it. It is limited edition, so once it's gone forever, so please go look at it whilst you can. This is actually one of the chokers I created in the collection, and this is the ring, if you guys can see that. So yeah, I hope you guys like the collection. I worked so hard on it. Now let's get into the video. So we're going to start off by priming our eyes to make our eyeshadow look more pigmented and to last longer. Now if you're like me and have discoloration on your eyelids, don't worry, most of the population does, it's completely normal, but I like to use a yellow based eye primer to counteract the discoloration. So my all-time favourite is MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot. But I also like the Kat Von D Lock-It Color Correcting Eyeshadow Primer. Or if you don't have an eyeshadow primer, you can also use a high coverage concealer that doesn't crease as well. So I'm going to start off with the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot, and I'm going to take this on a Sigma P84 brush, which is dirty. And I'm going to bring my mirror over so I can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to zoom you guys in so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, that's as close as my camera goes. Oh, also just quickly, if you are a beginner, I highly recommend doing your eyeshadow first. That way it's so much easier to clean up if you're messy on the edges or you have fallout. So I'm just gonna take a little bit on my brush. That's actually probably a lot, but oh well. And I'm going to blend this on all over my eyelid. So right up to my brow bone, and then I also take it out a bit and in this inner corner bit as well. So there are a few brush strokes on the side, so I'm just going to take my finger and lightly tap on top of it to blend out the brush strokes. So then I'm quickly going to grab a face powder and set that paint pot. This is going to stop it from creasing and get rid of any tackiness so that the eyeshadow blends out easily. So you just want to pat that on. Also ignore my lower lash line, we're going to clean that up later. And that's the difference. So now we can do the other eye. So we just pack this on. Don't worry about getting it in your eyebrows either. We can clean that up when we do our eyebrows. If you don't own a brush to apply the paint pot with, you can go straight in with your finger. I just always get the paint pot under my fingernail, so prefer to use a brush. Then I'm just gonna set that. I do have a bit of a rash going on this eye from an allergic reaction, so we'll mainly focus on this side today. Now the eyeshadows I'm going to be using today are going to be from the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. This is the palette that everyone seems to have, so I thought it'd be good for this tutorial. Mine is really old though and kind of manky. So generally the most flattering eye shape is like the Egyptian eye shape. Think Kim Kardashian's eyes. There is a science behind it, can't remember the name of it, pretty sure it starts with R. So when we're doing a smoky eye, we kind of want to make our eyes look more like an Egyptian eye shape. So for my eyes, I do have quite small eyes, especially towards the end. So when I'm doing a smoky eye, I like to take it out further. So this just widens my eyes and elongates them. And my eyes are also hooded on the outer corner, so this helps hide the hood a bit. Okay, now into the eyeshadow. So we want to start off with a transition shade. If you don't have a transition shade, you can use a matte bronzer instead. My palette's really old and doesn't have the names on them. So for our transition shade, I'm going to be going in with this color here, and I'm just going to take it on a fluffy blending brush. My favorite is the Sigma Tapered E40 brush, and we're going to blend this into our crease. So having a transition color is going to help blend our eyeshadow into our skin tone, and it's just going to make our eyeshadow look more blended and a whole lot neater. Transition colors are especially helpful when you're working with colors like black, blue, purple, pink, because they help bring back a natural tone to your eyes so you don't look sick or bruised. So you just want to blend this in with windscreen wiper motions into your crease. I also like to buff it in like circular motions as I go as well. And the key with eyeshadow is to take a tiny little bit on your brush, blend it in, and then dip back into your pan and add more color. This way you're going to get a nice smooth blend instead of it looking patchy or cakey. Now that our transition shade is nice and blended, we can go in with our lid color. So obviously you guys can use whatever color you like, but I'm going to take this gold shade, and I'm just going to take this on a flat shader brush. This is the MAC 239 brush, and I'm going to apply this to the outer 2/3 of my eyelid. The reason why I'm leaving that inner corner bare is because I'm going to go in with a lighter color Also, the reason why I'm using bronze shades today is because they're the easiest to work with and the most forgiving if you stuff up. So you want to apply the bulk of the color on the lid, then just sort of blend it up into that crease color with what's left over on the brush. So now we want to pick a darker eyeshadow for our crease and outer V. So I'm going to be going in with this shade here. And I'm going to start off by packing it onto the outer third of my eyelid. So I'm just taking another flat shader brush. You can totally use the same brush if you want. And I'm just going to pack this on. So we concentrate most of the color on that very outer edge and then work our way inwards so that it blends into that gold shade. If you accidentally take the color too far, just go in with that original gold shade. I'm just going in with my finger. You can definitely use a brush if you want. Then just drag it over the top of that color so it kind of blends it out. Next up, we want to take a smaller blending brush. My favorites are the Sigma E25, the MAC 231. Do I have one here to show you? Yes. And then Morphe also has one that's similar, but I don't have it with me right now. So I'm just going to use the Sigma E25. And at this stage, you can blend out any lines if you like. So to blend, you want to lightly brush your brush over the eyeshadow with windscreen wiper motions. Now for the outer part of our crease, we want to dip that blending brush into that dark shade, tap off any excess, and then from the outer corner, start lightly blending into your crease that darker eyeshadow. It is really important with darker colors to just build up the color as you go. So I'm concentrating most of the color on the outer edge here and blending it in, and then dragging what's left over on the brush into that inner part of my crease as well. You don't want to take this in too close though, because that's going to make your eyes look really close together. And as you can see, I'm blending this quite far out because I really want that elongated look. And if you blend it out too far, it's fine, because then we can just clean it up with a makeup wipe later. And generally with crease colors, you want to keep them a matte eyeshadow because shimmers can look quite unflattering in the crease. And if you have hooded or deep set eyes, it's just going to highlight that. Can you see how messy everything's looking? Don't worry, it all comes together in the end. Next up, I'm just going to take a clean E25 brush and I'm just going to blend out this top bit just so that we get that smooth gradient going on. Now I'm going to highlight my brow bone, and to do that I'm going to take this light vanilla shade in the palette just on another flat shader brush, and I'm going to pack this on just underneath my eyebrow. So you really do not want to take this far down. If you take it too far down, it's just going to highlight that hood. Next, we're going to add some color to the inner corners of our eyes. So I'm going to take this champagne color here, and I'm just taking this on a Sigma inner corner brush. You can totally use a pencil brush or another flat shader brush. And I'm just going to pack this onto the first quarter of my eye. So you concentrate the color right in the corner here, and then drag what's left over on the brush into that gold. Okay, so this step is completely optional, and if you're not going to wear false lashes, you can just skip it and go straight to mascara. But I'm going to take a black eyeshadow. This one's just from the Zoeva Nude Spectrum palette. And I'm just going to take this on a small angled liner brush by Sigma. And I'm just going to really thinly line my top lash line. So this is going to help blend the false lashes in with my natural lash line. And it's going to help my eyelashes look fuller. So if you're not wearing falsies, just go ahead and curl your eyelashes and then add some mascara. But if you are, I find it easier to not curl your lashes and add some mascara first. So you just start at the base of your lashes and blink and wiggle the brush up as you go. And we're only doing our top eyelashes because we want to do our bottom eyelashes after we do our lower lash line. So for falsies, I'm going to use the Koko Lashes in 201. These are pretty natural looking and have a clear band, so they're great for beginners. Okay, so I'm just going to trim them to fit my eyes. If you guys want a more in-depth video on how to apply false lashes, just let me know in the comments. My lash glue has gone a bit lumpy. It's probably not the best for this video. I'm just going to stick these on. I like to start in the middle and then do the corners. Now that our eyelashes are on, I'm just going to go back in with that black eyeshadow on an angled liner brush and use it to cover up the glue. That eye's not so bad. You can see the glue on this eye. So basically just doing the same thing we did before, just on top of the glue now. Now we can curl our eyelashes, and this is going to blend our real lashes into the false ones. Now we can clean up our eyeshadow. So I'm just going to take a cotton pad and some micellar water. You can totally take makeup remover or a makeup wipe if you want. And I'm just going to wipe away that paint pot, that fallout. And I'm also going to clean up the edges. So I like to just wipe up. I like to leave like a few millimeters out from under my eye and then wipe up. So now I'm just going to do the rest of my face makeup and then we can come back and finish off our eyes. And I'm back with a full face of makeup. So for our lower lash line, I'm going to start off by taking a pencil brush and I'm going to go in with that original transition shade, so the shade over here. So we want to keep with the elongated look, so the outside's going to be the darkest and the inside's going to be the lightest. So I'm going to take that transition shade and I'm just going to use this to smoke out my lower lash line. So I'm going to concentrate it on the end and then gradually bring it forward to about there, so where my pupil stops, and then just blend it out. So you want to make sure that your lower lash line connects with the top eyeshadow as well. So the Egyptian eye is quite straight at the ends, whereas mine goes up quite steeply. So I'm going to take that darker shade that we used, this one here, and I'm just taking this on a Sigma smudge brush. You can use that pencil brush if you don't have a smudge brush. And I'm just going to apply this to my lash line where my eyes slope upwards. So just in this very outer corner here. Just realized I forgot to apply highlighter. So you can completely leave your eyeshadow like this if you want, but I'm gonna take my highlighter. This is Moonstone by Becca, and I'm just gonna take this on a pencil brush. I'm just gonna apply this right in the very inner corner of my eye, just to brighten up my eyes. This also makes your eyes appear more open. And whilst I got this out, now I'm gonna highlight, because apparently I forgot to do that. You can also take a flat shader brush and apply a little bit of highlighter where we applied that matte highlighter. It's sort of just personal preference. If you have hooded eyes, I would probably keep it matte, just because it can emphasize that hood. Now, if the edges are too sharp for you, feel free to take another blending brush and just blend them out a bit. Personally, I like the sharp edges, but you do what you want to do, you know? So if this is enough makeup for you, feel free to add some mascara to your lower lashes and call it a day. But I'm going to go in with a black eyeliner and I'm going to use this to line my tight line. So doing this is going to make our eyelashes look fuller. This can be a little bit scary if it's your first time, but trust me, you get used to it. It's easier to look down, which is hard for me because my mirror's here. So I'm just going to tilt my head back and then open up your eyes real wide and go in with a black eye pencil. Waterproof eye pencil. And another optional step, I'm going to go in with a skin toned eye pencil and I'm going to use this to line my waterline. This is going to make my eyes look bigger and more open. So you just want to press down on the skin bit here and that just makes your waterline more accessible, and then draw it on. And now all that we have left to do is to add some mascara to our lower lashes. So you just want to wiggle it down. And so that is how you apply eyeshadow. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you guys haven't yet. Also, let me know what video you want next in my Makeup for Beginners series, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye guys!